fun of me because I always look in refrigerators. Everybody should go if they have a refrigerator. If not, I look in the kitchen because I think what's on the kitchen floor in some cases tells you so much about daily life. When you know daily life, you know so much more. I think the most ironic for me was going to the Amazon, a 60-minute story, and we had obtained access to one of the handful of tribes who had never seen Western before. And we drove endlessly, and we hacked our way through the jungle, and we walked our way for hours to get back in there, and finally, just like in the movies, the branches parted. And the chief of the tribe was standing there in a Rocky Horror Picture Show t-shirt. And we all looked at each other. It was the biggest disconnect I'd ever had internally. It dropped, by the way, from the air. It's still not been in the outside. That Hussein's interview was as tricky a high wire as I've ever walked, because around the room, when I would ask some of those questions, you could see the wall of men who were surrounding him, looking at intakes of breath and then exhaling when he started to answer. And I wasn't sure we'd get out. I knew we'd get out of the country after the interview. I didn't think we'd get out with our case. And then my job was to ask everything I wanted to ask. And I did. I'm very proud of the questions I always wanted to ask a dictator. Aren't you embarrassed? I mean, pictures of you every place. You have no embarrassment. And not to mention getting to ask him about the murders we had heard about. But that was as complicated an environment. And afterwards, we stood up to have our picture taken, and he said, "Call me a joke." So the picture, so he could smile. And of course, I have no joke of any kind, and that's what I knew we were going to get out of.
I know you're really proud of your work in North Korea and the stories you've done there. If I recall correctly, one time breaking away from the handbook and walking the street. Where do you find the fortitude to do that? I mean, you are surrounded by people who want to lead you everywhere.
Well, some of it's just being contrary. After a while, you say, "Oh, do what you're going to do. I'm breaking away. I'm going to do it anyway." But I had gone into North Korea the first time with a religious group as part of the choir because they weren't living journalists. And so I went in to be part of the singing team. And we never sang, by the way. We never participated. And had gone in to do hunger, to do the starvation there. And then when I went back the second and third time, I had a sense that within their ferocious parameters, they were still human beings. And that if you did something on behalf of something, they would understand. And so in breaking away and coming back, you can say to them, this is vital to understanding. You want understanding? We will give you understanding. That I can explain it away. And miraculously, we were able to. I guess I have a very high opinion of the ability to persuade people that this will ultimately be in the interest of the country, that however hermetic and controlled, phenomenally controlled kingdom it is, and in a sense it is a kingdom, even though it is unofficially, that we can persuade individuals that this is good for the country.